Hello, ChoroQ collectors and tank fans. So we have a deformed tank of the most numerous tank the Germans made in World War II called the Panzer IV. Okay, and here's some images of a restored one apparently, or just one on display somewhere, or two different locations maybe. But I see a number 422 sticker on the roof of this thing, and there actually was a 422. This is a photo of it right there. You can see 422. I'm not sure where that photo is, but yeah. I mean, these guys made over 8,000 of these tanks, the Germans, there in World War II. So actually, let me read some Wikipedia stuff. It was designed by Krupp, and it was produced between 1936 and 1945. Yeah, over 8,500 of these things were made, and there are many variations based off of this thing as well. And that's about it. Oh, it has 3-inch armor up front. That's the thickest point, or 80 millimeter armor, which is, I guess, okay for back then. But towards the later on, like the Tiger one would just have more than double that amount. So, okay, that's it. So we saw the photos. We learned a little bit about tanks there. Let's look into this toy. It's a very, very cheap looking toy, and actually it's messed up. I don't think the tab is engaged. So let me back out. I'm going to take this apart and see what's going on inside. I feel like it's not snapped down. Or, I mean, why would there be a giant air gap there? Alright, so there's a screw holding the turret on. So the turret will spin, as you can see. It does have the spring motor and the tires of a ChoroQ. Okay, I just don't know why it was sitting so high. Maybe that is the way it's supposed to be. I have a feeling, though, maybe these panels go inside. Let's put the back in first. There we go. Get the front down. Nope, that's the way it is by design. It's just supposed to have a giant air gap there. So strange. Okay, let me put this back together here. Alright, well, yeah, that's weird. That's really strange they wouldn't have like a wall there on the top casting to block that light off, right? The turret, oh, you know, wiggles a tiny bit up and down. Alright, this is a used toy I picked up locally, so it's all covered in dust, but I call that war grime. I'm not even going to bother cleaning it. So we have the little machine gun here, and it's extruded upwards, so it's not a floating barrel. And there's a sticker here, some sort of, I don't know, regiment or something. We have some an axe there, some other bar there. I don't know what that is. Just some tools. This, like, yeah, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Maybe the intake system. There's no indication of the muffler back here, but there is that coin holder. I wonder if the spring motor still works. The tires are still rubbery. It says Joy Hobby Car. That's interesting. And it's got some sort of, I think that might say Combat in Japanese, because they had this line called Combat. And it says 1980. Boy, I gotta go in on that. 1983. Wow, this is old. 82 to 83. And it still says Takara, not Tomy. So, ChoroQ is now Tomy Tech stuff. It is made in Japan. So yeah, back then, toys were still made in Japan. I'm sure some toys are still made in Japan. Okay, well, yeah, the tank treads there, they're all blanked off, of course. It is a toy. And then some hatch details, some light details, some vent details for the engine, and they're staggered. It's interesting if you look at that. And then the commander's cupola, I think that's like an ammo box. So, yeah, not much to talk about. It's just a really basic toy. Let's look at a few other ChoroQ tanks I have. You notice this one is really riding high. Like, the tires are so risen, making it look like it's floating. But, I mean, it was designed and made in the early 1980s, so Anyways, this was my first tank I got from ChoroQ, the Panzer IV. It is casting 2 from some sort of more modern series because it's riding a lot lower. And look at the details on the tracks here. That's actually pretty good. And then it's got far more paint apps going on. Although it's still kind of basic in its detailing. Yeah, really basic detailing there. Alright, this is the Panzer IV if you didn't pick up on that. But basically it's the same tank, but just far more modernized. Right? Look how small or short it is compared to that thing. What I assume is from the same collection is these Tiger 1 tanks. So, yeah. Tiger 1 was more than twice the weight of a Panzer. So, yeah, there's no scaling in ChoroQs whatsoever. And this obviously is just an old casting, it looks like. It's just far more crude in its paint apps. A little bit more information I find interesting off Wikipedia. It was powered by a Maybach 12-cylinder engine, making around 300 horsepower. And the main gun was a 7.5 centimeter main gun, and it could carry 87 rounds. The machine guns were MG34s. Those are pretty crazy machine guns in their own right. Okay, well, that is it for this old little Choro. So it's definitely very plain looking, very basic, but we do have to remember this toy is older than most of you watching this video. Okay, we'll see you in the next Combat Choro video. Bye.